Distracting people in their own minds. Right, how did I come up with mentalist martial art? It was 2 a.m. in the morning and an aggressive, psychotic adult white male came in, throwing chairs all over the place, rolling over the floor, incredibly aggressive. Now the usual standard operating procedure for such an event is to get your security guards to come and hold that person down and inject them with haloperidol or etamine, etc. But on that particular night, 10 years ago, it was myself and myself alone. And what I realized was I had to distract this gentleman in his own mind briefly enough so that I could calm him down so he may get his medication. And off the cuff that evening, I came up with what I call my persistent T technique, otherwise known as my PTT. And this is a classic maneuver how to distract someone in their own minds. All I did that evening was to say, "Sir, would you like some tea? How would you like your tea, sir? What kind of tea do you like? Do you like Earl Grey tea? Do you like Five Roses tea? Do you like rooibos tea? Do you like Lady Grey tea? Would you like honey, sir, in your tea? Would you like sugar in your tea? Do you take 1 sugar? Do you take 2 sugars?" Etc. And I carried on. And in one brief lucid moment, he switched over and I injected him and we sorted out that psychosis. But what I realized, what I had stumbled on that evening was an emotional hooking distraction technique for distracting that gentleman in his own mind, which I have labeled the persistent T technique. And I've realized this is a classic mentalist martial art maneuver for resolving a high conflict or high emotional situation. Oftentimes people are in a high emotion, vicious situation because they're hypoglycemic, their sugar levels are low. So appeal to the carnal, go carnal on them. Food, drink. If someone in queue suddenly starts mouthing off at you or getting aggressive with you, so, you know, would you like a chocolate? Would you like a cup of tea? You know, it's amazing how once they're fed and their blood sugar levels go up, they're much more rational. To sum up mentalist martial art, it's all about weathering the acute emotional storm. You may confront the issues later when the storm has passed, but during the acute emotional storm, you have to survive. You have to survive, the aggressor has to survive. These techniques are how to weather the acute emotional storm. When Hurricane Eileen hits, you need to have shelter, you need to be safe. So too in an acutely violent situation. How you handle that will determine the outcome. And that's why I call it mentalist martial arts. This requires martial art type thinking, day-to-day training, confronting these situations in your mind's eye. What would you do in that situation? When this, then that. And when that happens, emotionally hooking them in a situation that will direct their anger and aggression away from the current situation. MMA is a very powerful tool. It can redirect thinking, it can get very much advanced. That's why these tutorials are here, just to give an introduction into mentalist martial art. As I say, this gets much more advanced when you go into debates and channeling and thoughts, etc. You cannot believe the power of this technique.